In this chapter, we're diving into Shopify's product management, everything you need to know to organize, edit, and optimize your products. I'll show you how to navigate your products, make bulk edits, use filters and saved searches, and even some lesser known handy tips. Whether you're new to Shopify or just looking to level up your skills, this video is for you. So from our home dashboard, we want to click onto the products link. And here you're going to see an overview of your product listings. And I'll come back to this shortly, but for now, we just want to click into one of these products. Okay, starting from top to bottom, we've got a fairly new feature here from Shopify, which is a breadcrumbs feature. So if you want to navigate back to the main products area, you just need to click on that and it'll take you back. So then looking at the top right, we've got a few quick action buttons. So if you wanted to duplicate this product, just click that button. Preview button is if your product is in draft mode and you just want to see what it's going to look like on the front end before your customers see it. You've got a share button. You've then got this more actions button. And depending on what apps you have installed, you may see more or less than what I can see here. Then we've got these couple of buttons at the end, which are really handy. And as we said in our first chapter, you've got some keyboard shortcuts. So when I hover over, you can see that if I pushed K, it would take me to the next product down in the list. I'm now on a different product. And then to go back up, you go J. And then moving on to the descriptions and imagery area, we've got quite a lot of good features in this descriptions box. And if you wanted to inspect the coding, you could just click on that and then tweak the coding if you feel comfortable with doing so. But you've also got this new AI feature. So we just say generate, and then we want to include the keyword black bottle, change the tone if you want, pop in some further instructions. But for now, I'll just leave it as black bottle. We can then say, yes, we're happy with that, keep it. And then we've got an AI generated description. Always check over this just to make sure you're happy that it's true and has your tone of voice, but nice feature to have from Shopify. And then the images, we can click on the plus button. We'll see any images we've already uploaded, or you can just drag and drop from your desktop to here. And then once you've got them uploaded, simply just click, drag and drop if you wanted that to be the main featured image. And if you have a product that has multiple variants, for example, sizes or colors, you just scroll down here because this product does. We've got a small, medium and large, and you can see we've got a separate image for each variant. And once you've uploaded these images here, you can then select the relevant image for each variant. So let's choose the small image. Let's say it's this one, and then select that. And then we've got that image for that variant. So you'll just need to save at the top here. And then when your customer is on the front end and they choose that small variant, that image should update. And if it doesn't, it might just need a tweak or an update on your theme. And then for these images, if we click into each image, so let's start with this one, we've got a couple of fields on the right. So we've uploaded it as this, but that's not great for SEO. Let's rename this image. But to help with that, I actually have a free tool on my website. So let's take a look at that. So what this tool allows you to do is put in your product name, and if you wanted to have a prefix or suffix. If we head back to the product page, and then what we'll do is we'll just copy our product title, head back to the tool, paste it in, and then you'll see down here it's giving us an optimized image name. So ideally we don't want capitals, spaces, numbers. So hopefully your product title does include some descriptive words as well. But if it doesn't, you can just add in some extra keywords like the capacity, so 300 mil. And if you're happy with that, we can just click on the copy button and that's copied it to clipboard. But that obviously only does one product at a time. If you wanted to do more in bulk, I do have a premium version. So if you just scroll down on this page, clicked on the premium version, and then you purchase that, it would take you to a Google Sheet that I've built. So here you will have the opportunity to do things on bulk. Imagine these are all loads of different products. We just paste that in, and then you've got all your correctly formatted images. You can then just copy that, head back to your image, highlight that, paste it, and then we can save. So that's just something I found to be quite tedious. So if you want to use the free version or do your products on bulk, head over to my website, or I will include the links in the description below. And then for your alt text, you do want to put in some descriptive words there. So this is just explaining what the product is, helps Google understand. And then you'll just want to replicate that across all of the images on all of your products, ideally. So save it, and then you can hover over the image and then just toggle on the left or right here. Now we'll take a look at the right-hand sidebar. So first of all, we have our status. Active means it is showing on your chosen channels. So we have our channels here below. Or if we don't want it to show on any of the channels, we'll put it in draft mode. And then this section, we can manage the channels. So if we don't want this product to be shown on the point of sale, we can just click onto manage, tick the option, and then exclude, click done. And then don't forget, you do need to save this as well. And you may have noticed, but on the online store, we've got this schedule option. So if you clicked on that, you can choose, I want this product to go live on this date at this time, which is really helpful when it comes to new product launches and you want all your products to go live at the same time in line with your marketing plans. And then if you have any sales for this product over the last 90 days, this will show you some stats here where you'll be able to then click into it to dig down into more of your products as well. And then we move on to the product organization where we can change what the product type is, if it's a different vendor, which collections this product is showing in. And if you hover over the collection and click on it, it will take you to that collection, which is really helpful. And then we can add or remove the tags on this product. And if you have multiple templates for your product pages within your theme editor, you will see these templates from this dropdown. So I have a couple of templates here, but a good example is if you're in homewares, you may want to have a product template for normal products. And then you've got a certain amount of products that can be personalized. So it might have a text field, a date field, that they can then input their values into that. And then it comes through to you with all the personalization options attached. Now moving on to this next section, we can see the price and stock for each of our variants. And if we clicked into one of them, this opens up all the data that we have on each variant. So if you did add an image to the variant, you'd see that here. And then we have two fields for pricing. The price field is what the customer pays, and the compare at price is if an item is on offer. So this product's RRP is £22, but at the moment, let's say it's on a 50% discount. So what we would do there is move the £22 into the compare at price field and then pop in £11 there. And then on the front end, that would have a slash through the £22 and show 11. And then we have a checkbox for charging tax or not. And then we've got the cost of this product. So this is really useful as it will help Shopify show the profits you've made from your sales. And then we have our SKU barcode, whether we want to track the quantity or not. And if we are tracking the quantity and it goes out of stock, do we want to keep allowing orders to come through? And if you do, just tick that option. And then we can add in the weight and our customs info if you're selling abroad. Now we'll scroll up and use our Breadcrumbs feature to go back to the main product. And then we scroll down to this product Metafields area. Now I'll do plenty of videos on Metafields on my channel in future, but in a nutshell, it's a way of storing additional data on your product. So if you wanted to include a care guide, dimensions, materials, you pop all that in here, and then in your theme editor, you can call out those fields to be displayed. Now, one thing I would suggest is to have the Search and Discovery app, which is a free app by Shopify, but it helps you with your filters, your search terms, related products, products that go well together. So once you have that installed, you'll want to click on this View All, and then top right, click on View Definitions. And here we can see all of our product metafields. And the one thing I want you to do is just pin a couple of these options. So the first one is this Search Product Boosts. So if you just go to the right, you'll see this pin. Click on that. Next one is the related products. And finally, the complementary products. And then if we head back to our product, we'll now see these three fields here. Now, depending on how your theme is set up, complementary products are shown on the product page that it's like, this goes well with. And it's a way of you controlling the upsells to boost average order values, items per order, etc. And then related products is the bit at the bottom, usually, that says you may also like. And then you can dig into your reports if you want to see what products are commonly bought together, and then head to that product page, click into here, and link those together. And you'll do that on both of these fields just by clicking, selecting the product, just tick on these three, add, and then you'll see they've been assigned. And then the search product boosts. So this is when a customer is searching for a specific term, you can then say, I want this product to be pulled up on that search results page. So here we can say, we want it to come up when you search the color black, enter for next, bottle, and then save. And finally, we've got our SEO area. So this is where we can control our meta title, our meta description, and the URL. If you were to change this, you'll see this checkbox appears. So this is giving us an option to set up a redirect. Because we've just changed the URL, do you want anyone that lands on that old URL to go to the new place? So leave that ticked on because we don't want to be getting 404s. Okay, let's head back to the products overview. And then we have this optional analytics bar. So if you wanted to change the time frame on this, you can just click on that, change 30 days, 7 days, or just today. And if you don't want to see this analytics bar at all, just click on the more actions and then hide. Now we've got our list of products here. You can see we've got a couple of tabs at the top. So this is saved views. So if I were to click on active, that would filter all of the products that are active or draft or archived. And we can create our own view. And to do that, what we can do is head over to the right where we've got this search and filter, and then we can filter the views or create our own custom filter. So let's say I want to have a filtered view of just looking at the bottles. For that, I would come down here and choose types and then select bottles. And if I wanted to save this view, I'll just click on this here, top right, save as, call it bottles, and then save. So now we have a quick toggle action. If we landed on all and we just wanted to quickly go to bottles, we can now do that. And bear in mind, these filtered views are shown to everyone who has access to your back office, so everyone can benefit from these quick filters. And then as we look down our product list, as you hover over, you'll see on the right-hand side, we've got this eyeball. And if you click on that, it'll take you to the front end of your website on that product page. And a really useful feature we have in Shopify is this bulk select option. So I've only got 8 products at the moment, and Shopify by default shows 50 products at a time. So if you had more than 50 products, you then click on this drop down and make sure you select all products on this store. And then once we have them all selected, we can click on this button here. And if you wanted to add tags to all of these products, remove tags, add or remove them from a collection, but you've also got this bulk edit. So let's click on that. Now this bulk editor, imagine editing products in a spreadsheet, very similar to what we can do here. So we have some columns already showing, but we have control over which ones. In the top right, we can click on columns and select or deselect any that we don't want. So let's say I want to add a tag to all of the products, and I also want to schedule when they go live. So we'll go through and tick the columns we want. Let's say we want to add a tag called tag 4. We'd click into our first option and then start typing tag 4 and then enter. And like what we can do in a spreadsheet, we can then drag this down across all the other cells below. And you'll see that's copied the same values from product 1 to all of them below. But we didn't want that. We wanted to only add tag 4 to the rest of them. So let's undo that. But what we're going to do this time is rather than clicking into the first cell and then dragging down, we're going to highlight all the cells first. So we'll do that by clicking and then just highlighting all the way down. Then type tag 4 and then enter. Now you can see it has added tag 4 to all of them, but not all the other tags as well. Just make sure you're confident with it first before clicking that save button. Now, like I showed you a minute ago, we have the option to schedule when products go live. And we can do that by clicking this checkbox and then clicking into the publish date field, choosing our date and time. And if we wanted to drag this down across all the products below, we actually can't do it right now because this option isn't ticked. So what we need to do there is drag this down first, and then is unlocked these fields, we can drag this down. Now, once you hit save on that, that will schedule all those products to go live at that date and time. So that's just an example of using your bulk editor, but you've got multiple columns here. If you wanted to update your templates, your prices, even when we get down to Metafields, like your care guides and dimensions, you'd see all them here that you can bulk edit. Now, the last little trick I'd like to show you is working out how many total products you have on your store. Because like I said earlier, Shopify will only show you 50 products at a time. And if you bulk selected all the products, it doesn't then say, oh, you've got 1,100 products on this store. Well, if you click at the top here into your URL bar, and we'll just remove this last part. So after the word products, what we want to do is type in /count.json. And then there we can see we've got a total count of 8 products across Shopify. And it also works on your customers and collections area too. If you found these tips helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe so I can keep you up to date with Shopify's latest features. In the next chapter, we're going to be looking at Shopify's collections, how to group your products and organize your store even better. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next chapter.